everybody? We back.
Welcome back, welcome back.
As you could tell, guys, we got some mics. Podcast time, you heard?
We need your energy here, all right?
Right here.
Get your drinks out, get your bottles out.
We're going to have a good time. Tell them, what's today's topic about?
Today's topic is about how to maintain a relationship in this generation.
Ooh.
From a girl's perspective, female's perspective, and the guy's perspective.
Facts.
Oof, spicy.
Hey, let's start this up. I'm going to, get this going.
You got a little Jack.
Jack, yeah, I just found this, guys. Jack Daniels with cola mixed together.
That's lit.
Right? We're about to see. Have some drinks. Talk about this.
And I guess I'll have my girly, what is this? I never even had this before, guys. This is 19 Crimes by,
Snoop Doggy
I was going to say LL
Dogg.
Cool J.
Yo.
By Snoopity Snoop Snoop.
Hello, Cool J. Look nothing like him.
I don't know why.
Let me mix this up. I got this at Yankee Stadium, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That's lit.
Right?
You should have got two of them.
Yeah. Should have given me the money for one.
Okay,
I'm making a mess over here, like.
It's alright. Like, we home. Like, nobody judging. Like.
Alright. I still got some more here.
Our cups. Mine says wifey for lifey and
Mine
hubby
says
for lifey.
hubby for lifey.
That shit sound nice.
Pour it up
That's
here.
good. Thank you.
Alright. We're gonna do a salud.
That's our tradition.
Our tradition has started.
You can see your beautiful face. Oh, my bad. You can see my face, right? Cheers.
Cheers. Oh,
To
there you go.
You good?
No, I'm not good. Oh, wow.
This is good. Very light.
Really?
Very smooth. Try this.
Try this.
Am I gonna like
It tastes just like the bar.
Oof. Jesus.
Okay, not bad.
That's not bad.
Really?
I don't like it, but it's not bad.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm the one drinking it.
Facts.
Alright, so let's start this, like, how to keep a relationship, like, in today's generation. Like, I feel like in this generation, like, it's like people get together for like a month or two and then they're done.
Right.
Like, it's so easy for them to just, call it quits for no reason.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because they don't try to become friends at first and they kind of just go for it?
They probably just rush it.
Right.
I feel like you rushing things is no bueno. For example, like when we first started talking, we started talking first for like a month.
Right.
Right? For like a month?
Right. But we knew each other before.
Yeah, in high school. We didn't know each other like that though.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So we started talking at first for like a month, and then I asked her to be my girl. She obviously said yes.
Oh, please.
She couldn't resist.
I felt bad.
She couldn't resist.
Yeah.
And then it took off, but we went through a lot of ups and downs, a lot.
And again, we maintained that friendship level.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh my God, like 6 months, but we did. And I think that's why we actually remain so strong, because we didn't just get together and just rush things. We really got to know each other. And it hasn't been easy.
No.
I can tell you that right now, because this knucklehead, Jesus.
I know.
But yeah,
it's definitely challenging.
It's definitely challenging.
I feel like the number one thing in a relationship should be respect. That keeps, I guess, boundaries together. Like, we get into a lot of heated arguments, and sometimes I say, like, bad things at the time. But I don't mean it, but at the time, I'll just say it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever, like, really disrespected you.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's very important. Like, as soon as you start, like, calling your girl the B word and start really cursing at her, like, I feel like that's bad. And I've probably done that, like 1 or 2 times.
Call me a B word?
Not B word,
Oh my God.
but, like, curse at you, like, right? I don't
Like-
really, like...
There's a
can't really,
difference. Like we both have, like, cursed in general. Like,
mm-hmm.
F that, F this, but not like F you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to that point. I think there's a difference. But it's sometimes you're in the moment and you don't mean it, but it's just, it comes out. But those are things that you have to practice not to do, because that's when the disrespect comes in. You start calling each other names and forget about it.
Yeah,
know?
that's when the relationships start going downhill.
Right.
I feel like
and communication is a big thing.
Yeah, which I don't do.
Yeah, for knuckleheads like him, communication is key, and understanding.
So
you can communicate, but if you don't understand what I'm saying,
do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So like for me, like I'm the type of person to not talk about things. Like I'd rather just bottle everything up and then I'll just explode for no reason. I just feel like I can't explain myself properly. And that's something we've, been going through even till today. But, I try to learn. Some days I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
And then I don't talk to you for a couple days, and then you're mad because I'm not talking to you for a couple days.
Right.
And, her number one thing is, communication and, like, talking it out. But I just feel like I can't talk it out. Like,
yeah.
I just feel like I can't explain myself. So, and then it gets you mad, and then that's how it is.
But I'm like, find ways, whether you feel like you have to write it on a notebook, write notes, something has to come out. That's what she said. But anyways, I told him, like, if you want your space, that's fine. You can have your space, but you can't keep going days and days every night without speaking to each other, because it's not healthy. And I feel like at that point it becomes toxic. So even if you can't express yourself, like, you have to try. Like, try. Even if you feel like it's wrong what you're gonna say, just say it. Just get it out there in the air. And from there on, you can start a conversation, and then from there on, you'll realize, damn, that's all I had to do. And then next thing you know, everything is fixed. Everything is fine. It wasn't as big as what you thought. But you gotta let it out.
And how much have you told me to do that?
Oh, since the beginning.
And we've been together for 7 years.
Yeah.
We made 7 years last month.
Going on 8.
Yeah, going on 8, pushing 8. We got married this year. And yeah, so it hasn't been easy. No. I feel like in today's world, most couples would just go through these things and just call it quits.
Right.
And, that's the easy way out,
Like, they don't fight.
No, they don't fight.
It has to matter to you.
Yeah.
I feel like if you give up easily, you really didn't think about what really mattered in that relationship or that person to you. And then sometimes you think the grass is green on the other side, but it's really not. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people get influenced by what they see on social media, what others do, and it's all for show, and they start comparing their relationship.
Yeah.
And that's a no-no.
Yeah. Like, we see, like, MTV has a whole bunch of reality TV videos
right.
of, dating. Like, they think it's like a game. But it's not. You get to an age where you don't want to, keep hopping around. You don't.
You hopping around, you're going to catch something.
Yeah.
You're going to catch something, you're going to be dirty, and and then what? Then nobody going to want you.
Yep, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? But my question is, from a guy's perspective, what do you think from a guy's perspective that there's things that females are doing in this generation that's not working?
I feel like in this generation, I feel like girls are not acting like women nowadays. Like they, want to depend on a man more, I guess. It's not bad depending on them, but, at least for me, like I would want somebody who's, independent.
Right.
A female who has her own things going on. And, you don't want that person to be like a gold digger.
Right.
Like, to get back to your question, what was your question again? Like, just to answer it, like, correctly? I think I answered it. I don't know.
No, you did. I think I said, what is it that you feel that females in this generation is doing wrong, I think I said, and why things don't like that guys don't like. Oh my god, we have to rewind that because I don't
We're
remember.
gonna have to rewind that.
Back to what that question that you said in the beginning, from a guy's perspective, and I mean obviously me from females. From a guy's perspective, what do you feel? What does a guy look for in a woman that this generation women don't have? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, I feel like women nowadays don't know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
They want everything handed to them. They don't have that independability,
right?
You know, to earn things their own. You know.
Right.
So I mean, I guess it starts with home. It depends on what your parents teach you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Amen.
if your parents are teaching you, you're like, hey, you have to have everything handed to you, then you're gonna expect everything to be handed to you. And for us, like, we came from the bottom, where nothing was handed to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything we have now is because we earned it,
well, we worked for
and
it.
we worked for it.
Yeah.
So it starts at home, in my opinion. It starts with your parents. It starts with your philosophy of life. Even though we're like two different people, but we combine in a way that it works.
Right.
So how about for you? Like the same question, but for a girl's perspective, for a guy, like what do they look for a man that the man doesn't like provide or something? I don't know.
Doesn't have like in this generation.
Yeah.
You know what I think it is differently, that a lot of men nowadays, even if the female works just as much as the guy does, they still want them to do everything else, the cooking, the cleaning.
Oh, and they also
they're also working. But then the guy still wants to sit his ass and do nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing nowadays. And the same thing as you guys are a team.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You should be helping each other out.
Yeah.
And I still, like, for me, I'm still kind of old school with that. I still feel like the female, does a little bit more, obviously. But at the end of the day, you can't expect her to be your mother.
Yeah.
And then when she is, then you complain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
I think that's like a really big thing.
So like you're saying, like, when you're working and like I'm off and I'm home doing nothing, like you would want me, not for saying you, like,
yeah,
like you would want me like to like at least like clean the house just so they could understand what you're saying a little better.
Like not clean the house, like I don't know, like little
like
things.
Be more
like,
productive.
Like yeah, like let's say the dishes. Like let's say she cooked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You should be able to clean up at least once in a while. It doesn't have to be all the time, but once in a while. You know, especially if she's doing both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like guys just have this mentality nowadays that, oh my god, like she needs to do everything and work. Like no, that's not fair. You know?
Yeah, you got to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you keep it like that. You know, instead of like you're at work and I'm home playing video games, everything is dirty, dishes dirty. You get home, you cook, and you have to wash the dishes,
right? Because
from the day before,
right?
And then I'm still playing,
right? Like I won't turn your shit off.
No, you would never do that.
Oh, really? But seriously, I think that's the main thing, like the difference of with guys nowadays. That's like a really big deal.
Yeah,
I've seen that a lot. But one thing I want to say about like our relationship that I feel like another thing that's important is making your other half feel secure.
Okay.
Like that's important. As in, like what I like to do, this is me. I like to tell my husband everything. And when I tell you everything, I mean from conversations, everything. Just so if anything were to come up or people like to lie or whatever the case is, he knows what's going on. Mm-hmm. Just to be safe. And I think that's important. Like, why don't you want to share everything with your partner? Mm-hmm. Just to avoid anything later on. So they'd be like, oh, wait, you never told me this. And then your partner feels stupid. And then yada, yada, all these problems happen. So I feel like that's important. That's just me, though.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's facts. Because if somebody tells you something and then like it comes to light, then you're gonna look like you're gonna look stupid.
Right.
You get me?
Right. Even if you feel like it's something little, I feel like just say it, make conversation. Like that's supposed to be your best friend. Why not? Just tell them, even if it looks stupid, just tell them. Just to whatever. Like this is how my day went. This is who I spoke with. This is what I did. It's nothing about control. It's just having that security. You're making your partner feel like, damn, like I don't have to worry about anything. Cause she gonna tell me, or he gonna tell me.
Yeah, you already know.
Right.
Like somebody comes up to you and be like, "Oh, she did this, she did that." You're like, "Yeah, I know that."
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So you would, they'll be like, "Oh."
And I feel like that builds confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like you be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know what I got.
Facts. Yeah, but I feel like this generation doesn't have that. It's important to, well, for me, like, I learn from other people's mistakes.
Right.
Also from my own mistakes, but mostly from other people's mistakes, and I'm an observer.
You are.
So if I see that something is, somebody does something wrong, I wouldn't do that. And then obviously I learn from my own mistakes because we're all humans. We all make mistakes. Mm-hmm. So it starts basically with you. Like to keep a relationship for a guy, it starts with you. How you want to be perceived as a man. Want to be perceived as hardworking. You have something to provide. You want to help your partner as much as possible. Never be like, some guys are like controlling. They like to control their women.
Yes.
And they don't let them do, anything. And I feel like that's bad.
And you know what that is? The guy is insecure. You're insecure about yourself.
Yeah.
So you feel like you gotta control your woman. Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
Not over here.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you gotta be 100% to yourself to give 100% to somebody else. Mm-hmm. So always, work hard, earn your stuff. What else? Loyalty, respect.
Loyalty, love, respect, and another advice I want to give to the females, not to
go ahead
throw off, but females, we need to learn, or not me, but work on and learn to spoil your man as well. It's not he needs to do everything. No, you need to spoil him too. You need to show him love. You need to take him out on dates. You know what I'm saying? Clean his toes. Cut his long ass toenails. You know what I mean? Like, they need that. That's important. The same way you want this, the Louis bag, you want your nails done, pay for hair done. They want the same thing, pay for his haircut. Like that's important. So that's another thing I had to.
Yeah. So it's like the 50-50 that you said before. Mm-hmm. What else? Like
keep it spicy.
Yeah.
Even if you're home, keep it spicy.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it spicy. Be spontaneous. Spontaneous. Be spontaneous.
Right.
Go to random dates.
Mm-hmm. In the beginning, it seems like you do more because you go to so many places you haven't been. But we've been to so many already. We've been together for 7 years that it's like, sheesh, what else is there to do?
Yeah, exactly. Besides, traveling outside of the U.S.
Exactly.
But, that come with due time. Mm-hmm. But I feel like we've been spontaneous. At first, I wasn't used to that because I wasn't raised like that. Mm-hmm. But,
You learned.
I've learned,
That's the thing. I love that you said that because a lot of them make that excuse. A lot of guys typically say, about being spontaneous, that, I wasn't raised that way, or I never done that, so I don't know how to do it. You can learn how to do it. He just said it right now, that he has never been taught that, but he learned on his way, like being in a relationship with me and seeing me do different things. Like, there's a way to learn, it just, you have to want to do it. Yeah. Exactly. And if you don't want to, then don't be in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Point blank, don't waste a person's time. You're not ready.
That's facts. You got to be ready. Mm-hmm. Especially if you want to take that step. Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. Oh, it just keeps coming.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's just Make sure you talk about what you guys want in the beginning. Put it there in the air, huh?
No, go ahead.
I said something to yourself?
No, go ahead.
Just let it out in the beginning. Say what you want, just say what you're looking for, and then see if, you guys are eye to eye, because then later on, you'll be like, oh, but you never said that, or I didn't want that. I don't want to get married. Mm-hmm. And forget about it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, people rush marriage.
Yes.
Like, why are you rushing marriage for? Like, my philosophy and how to keep a relationship healthy and lasting, obviously you talk to the girl or guy first, get to know them. If you want to move to the next step, make them your boyfriend, girlfriend. After that, not soon after that, like a year or two after that, then you move in with the person. I feel like moving in with the person, you learn way more to the person. Learn how they are, Like, let's say if we never moved in with each other and we got married, it probably would have been the same for us, but it would have been more difficult, I don't know how to say it. Like, it would have been more difficult in being married. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it's important. Like, if you can't live with the person, then you're basically wasting a marriage. You're already married and you're living with them, and now you don't want to be with them.
Right.
So, I mean, at least you could dead that. Being boyfriend and girlfriend, you could dead that and not get a divorce, and that's more money and all that, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, so that's important. Get to know the person, live with the person. If you feel like they're the one, get down on that one knee.
But you know what I said? Why we got blessed? Because we were together almost every day before we moved in with each other. And man, I think this thing is hitting. I can't even speak. So it was different for us because we were together almost every day, and so I kind of already saw his habits and knew how he was, if he was clean, if he was dirty. And so when we moved in together, it really wasn't nothing different. I'm gonna be honest. And we got blessed that way. So it really wasn't hard. I mean, yeah, it was weird at first waking up and seeing like, holy crap, like who's this?
It was super weird.
It was weird.
Like, I felt like I was like in a different world. Like, I go from living with my mom to then the next day I'm like waking up and just in an apartment with you. Yeah. Like, it's like crazy. Like, I didn't, it was just like a big step in life, But it was amazing, that we've been like that ever since. How long have we been living together already?
Since like 5 years.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. And I know her like the back of my hand.
I know him like I had him.
Barely. What's my favorite color?
Blue.
That's wrong.
But yeah, I think the relationships that go through a lot are the ones that turn out to be the best, and it makes you stronger. The things that you go through. If you say you didn't go through anything, you guys don't argue, whatever, bullcrap. Even if you have a discussion, right? Like, huh?
People seen us argue.
People have seen that. That's something that we worked on, and it's something that
we still go through it. Like, we still argue.
We do, but we don't really do it intensely like we used to in front of people.
Yeah.
Like, guys, keeping it real, raw. This is raw right now.
Facts.
And when we first started dating, we would go out with couples, like double dates sometimes, and we will get into arguments literally right before, and then we'll be silent the whole date.
The whole date. Like, not even speaking one word.
Yes, like attitude and everything, like pride, everything.
Word.
And I hated it, but it's just,
You grow.
It sucked. You grow, but it sucked.
Yeah. No,
it really did.
Sucked,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But we grew, and we obviously we don't do that no more. But yeah, that was a rough time.
Yeah, it was tough.
Awkward.
Nothing. Yeah, it was so awkward. People looking at us like, okay, let's go home.
What the hell's going on with you?
Let's go home. Yeah, it's definitely important to, learn what the other person, wants, likes. We're not perfect at all. Still make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you just, have to, at the end of the day, you have to fight for the relationship. You know,
you gotta want it.
What's the vows? Like, it's like.
What's the vows?
I don't remember all the vows.
Oh my god, yeah, you remember the vows? Because I know.
I know it verbatim.
Yeah.
No, but you gotta go through rough times. This is life.
Yep. And that's life and that's relationships. So we hope you guys learn a little something from this podcast.
They probably learned nothing.
Might as well just delete the whole thing.
Just delete it.
Just delete it. It's pointless. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We're going to be here a lot more. You will see. I love to talk. I can talk for days. Okay, no problem. Anything you got to say?
No. This generation, you got to work on yourselves, like I said. Before you officially get with somebody, marry that person, have kids with that person. Because if you don't, it'll be a vicious cycle. And
love yourself too, first.
Facts.
Love yourself first.
Facts.
Forgot to add that.
That's it for today, guys.
That's it. Cheers. Salud to you guys. Salud.
Yeah. Salud. Life and love.
Life and love. Peace.